All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the DeFi Crypto Alliance show, where we're doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs, and the cryptocurrency world, where we feel like crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next few years, and it's not even close. So welcome along on the journey. We're pumped to have you. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here, just having a great time with you guys on this cryptocurrency journey where we're going to use that as a wealth creation tool and use the real estate asset class as a wealth preservation tool. And I don't know if you can even compare to any other asset class with the amount of fun that you can have in crypto. Crypto is probably, it's got to be the most entertaining thing I've ever participated in that makes you money. Obviously, you can go play some video games, or you can go watch, TV to your, blue in the face and be entertained that way, which is not really my shtick most part. But man, crypto, it is so damn entertaining. If you guys missed the show yesterday, I would go back and watch it because we had Mr. Broots Court on, and man, he just killed it with the alpha, talking about these meme coins work and how they're bringing in adoption to Pulsechain, and he's not against Pulsechain. He thinks Pulsechain is going to do amazingly well in the bull run. But man, he really nailed home some key points that you guys should watch. Even if you don't like meme coin or participate in that, that's fine. You don't need to. But understanding the space a little bit more is definitely a good thing. You want to be knowledgeable in the space that you're playing in. And he's so damn entertaining. The guy is always on Twitter with his whole and then now he's doing the FBI skits, and now he's taking a layer deeper. Oh, God, so entertaining. Where he's bringing the people he's catching from the FBI into court, and they go to court, and they stand in front of a judge. So retarded. Oh my gosh. We figured it'd be a lot of fun to play this for you today, guys. Like I said, you don't got to be a fan of B-Roots. You don't got to be a fan of meme coins. Me and Dane, we're mainly a fan of blue chip assets. But it is stuff like this that will bring in retail. It does bring in adoption. It does get more eyeballs on our space. We talked about it yesterday. We've seen a lot of .eth addresses coming over and participating in the Tropa and PDI. I guess the FP community was one of the first ones who adopted PDI. And so this is stuff that we need to bring in the adoption. Whether you like it or not, it's for our blue chip bags. It really is. And even Sami's pointed it out, like how the entertainment factor is what really brings in the money, the retail money. The guys who want to buy just a coin for number go up. Not all of us, not everybody's like us who's searching for the best utility. Like, I love that. I love like a coin tied with a lot of use case and that fixes the problem on the blockchain. Man, that makes my brain go crazy. And that's what I get off on. But your average guy who's coming in with a few $100 who wants to, go after the next 1000X, he's not looking at that. He's looking for meme coins, and B-Roots serves that purpose for our ecosystem, which is freaking cool, man. It's effing cool. We don't got it. I don't want to do it. Like, that's not what I want to do. Let him do it, and and let him get adoption. So yeah, let's play this thing. It's entertaining as all hell. It's the people's crossed out the
Broots Court.
The court. Right.
All right, I'll play it. Let's do it. Do you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guys hear the chat comment?
I'll speed it up just a hair if I can.
The defendant, Hviid Hex, a casino receptionist from somewhere in Europe. Hviid alleges she was the victim of an online scam perpetrated by the defendant, Broots. She claimed the defendant defrauded her out of her 0.25 ETH in an elaborate ruse involving a pump and dump scheme. She is suing the defendant today for this alleged scam. This case is labeled as the scammer of Crypto Scam Street.
Now, I've been doing this for about 10 years now. And the one thing that I do see all the time are gamblers. You guys and your cryptos, Pulsechain in the name. Pulsechain is down 95%. It's typical. Let me guess. You're still shilling the 95% down coin, but you call the man a scammer. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So my question to you are you a gambler? Are you addicted to this crypto stuff?
To have a gambling problem, I feel it's something you need to be doing all the time. An addict, I don't have that issue. I have been daft.
I mean, you're shilling something down 91%. Who shills something down 90% and still thinks it's the greatest thing in the world? I don't get it. But you're sitting here calling the man a scammer. Doesn't make sense to me. So also I see here, okay. Yeah, I see you have a job to feed into your addiction problem. Is this true?
No, Judge, I was looking at ways in which I can raise money.
Raise money? What do you think? This is a charity event? I know damn well that money ain't going to the Saints Foundation. I know it ain't going to the homeless. They probably got more money than you. They sitting out here in New York City down on Broad Street and making $100,000 a day, spending it on food and spending on different things, and you're over here spending it on Pulsechain, which is down 91%. Like, I just don't get it. So let's be for real. You're over here at a casino, which is another gambling establishment, so I can see why you're gambling addicts and putting the money down to 91%. But calling this man over here a scammer, but you're at a casino, a gambling place, and you're taking that addiction and putting money back into the gambling thing called cryptos. And let's be for real. How much are you down?
I wouldn't know roughly.
What do you mean you don't know? Even the crackhead knows how much crack he has. How much are you down?
It's probably 4 or 5 grand, but that's over last year.
No. I'm not going to sit here and lie today. I want you to know, I told you I did this for 15 years. Do you understand? But I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm not dumb. It's been more than the amount that you said, hasn't it?
Judge, probably about £9,000, Judge, in total.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. You're actually getting somewhere. You are down so much of your money that you make hourly every day at your gambling location. And you're telling me that this man over here, the guy that makes the laws and meme coins, whatever that is, the guy that has people going crazy over teddy bear and a tropos and how you say that? Look like P die. This man looking at his record, he's killing it. And you're over here in my courtroom telling me lies about how much you make, but you're over here down 90%. And you're putting more money, telling people at DCA that it keeps going down. And I don't get it. You do not have a track record of actually making money. So when you call this man a scammer, well, what are you?
Trying to make amends. I'm just struggling. Me and my partner have split up now. And yes, that is my fault. I know that I take full ownership for it all.
Split up? Ain't nobody asked you that question. See, something's wrong up there. Let's just break it down. Is Broots a G?
Yes, Judge.
Does Broots make more money than you?
Yes, Judge.
Does Broots have a better track record than you?
Yes, Judge.
Have you lost plays?
Yes, Judge.
Have you won any plays? Hell no, that noob ain't got no games. Order in the court, order in the court. Broots, you are winning this battle. You better be quiet and keep your mouth shut. I know the answer. I wanted to see what she had to say about it. Is the actual Pulsechain community behind Broots?
That's true.
How bad are you down on your Pulsex?
Very bad. Really bad.
See, I look at Roots' portfolio and he's not down. He's killing it. And the people surrounded him are killing it. I think you got something to say to Roots.
I am sorry.
On the behalf of the court, I label you as guilty. Your charge will be 1 extra bear market without gains. So you're young. Continue getting yourself a job since you want to DCA the things that go down. And keep DCAing. You get to take no profits. And Roots, keep doing your thing, my brother.
Oh man, we're here for it. That was hilarious.
It kind of felt like when he has like family, guests over for family dinner, like the wife brings, her friends who has a husband, and they're like, "So Roots, what do you do for a living?"
Well, let me show you.
And then like he can play that video and
yeah. I don't know.
Oh.
The judge did seem a little biased there.
Yes, the judge
Oh,
bias over to Roots. Jeez, but he is killing the game right now with all the different trope ecosystem coins, and and when he shills, people buy.
yeah. Well, and it's interesting to just consider the volume, like right now it's apparently meme season, and particularly on Pulsechain, where that's where all the volume and interest primarily lies. I think that of course we'll have some more blue chip type of projects launching between sounds like probably next month up through the end of the year, which will be fun. So it'll be cool to see how those do. But it has me thinking. I've been thinking about this over the last day or so, and I'm curious. You guys post in the comments. How do you think something like 9-inch will perform if that's the main meme dex for Pulsechain? I mean, theoretically, there could be obscene amounts of volume over there, and I think they have like a buy and burn built in. I need to do a little bit more research on those guys, but the volume there could be pretty insane, and something like 9-inch might do well. It might do well in time. I'd love to know your guys' comments on that. Yeah, absolutely. It takes fairly quick wit to come up with and implement a plan like that. It's 200 IQ.
And he's been doing it, man, for years. I followed Roots, right after I got into the Hex community, just because he popped up on my Twitter, because he would, mention Hex once in a while, mainly to fight with other maximalists. He's always been fighting with maximalists since I've been around. It's that helps his engagement. It helps when he starts fighting with them, and now he's just taking it to a whole nother level. It's just yeah. So I've been entertained by the guy for quite a while. I used to follow him when he would he was chilling just the ETH meme coins. He'd find one, he'd chill it. It would last for a couple of days, and then he was on to his new meme coin that he would chill, and he was on this consistent, like every few days or every up 6 days, just a lot of meme coins for, the whole time I was following him on the Ethereum side. And then when Pulsechain launched, he really stuck to the Atropo ecosystem and those coins. He just recently added in the SNS or whatever it's called. But he's not on the rotating shilling every 3 days like he was on Ethereum. Ethereum, he was, switching from coin to coin because they were all crashing, was why, how you chill them, he'd pump them up, people would come and buy them, he would sell, and then he was on to his new coin of the, his new pick of the day, the following day or the next day or whatever it was. So it's kind of interesting to see him kind of really settle into one meme coin ecosystem. At least currently, that can change rather quick. with B Roots. You got to remember that it's he's in it to make money. And if PDI stops performing for any reason, you can bet you that he's gonna have a new coin to shill you next week. And so be careful about that. But there is money to be made in coins right now on Pulsechain. One of the biggest problems I see is that most of the meme coins don't have no liquidity. Like you go in and you buy $50 and you move the price 10%. It's like, and then I remember when we asked B Roots about this, he's like, you just gotta put it in and take the slippage and move the price against yourself and believe in it. And then when, other people come in and start buying, that's when the liquidity comes in later. That really, that was interesting when he said that. He made a lot of good points yesterday. He on just macro stuff. The guy always has a bunch of knowledge, I think. He's just an OG in the space. He knows how to make money in the space. Before you guys throw stones at him and say, oh, well, he's just a pump and dump. I mean, all the OGs in Hex did it to you on this last market cycle. They were all shilling, stake 555, and, it was the same thing. And they were all selling. They were all selling on your heads, a lot of more. So yeah, he just does it on a lot faster time frame. Mm-hmm. He's just doing it on a very fast time and rinse and repeating into different coins where, so something to think about. I love my blue chips. I'm going to keep blue chip holding. And I do play a little bit with the memes, the law of memes, but I'm taking profits right into Pulse. Anytime I go into anything, the goal is to acquire more Pulse. That's always my goal. That's my main blue chip. Some of you got Hex. That's fine too. I love Hex. Hex is great. Some of our closest friends, believe in Hex as being the main store value. One of our friends, his whole bag is just Hex. It's just P Hex. That's all he's got. He doesn't have any. He feels like that's all he needs as far as exposure in the RH ecosystem. So it's very interesting. And he could be right. So it's everyone's got their own investment thesis, and there is no right or wrong, besides like rug pulling and actually scamming people. Like that's not acceptable. Creating a coin and then people buy into it and then they rug pull it or dump full supply on your head. Like that's where it gets words. It's not acceptable. Like B Roots, he hasn't even created a coin before.
Right.
He's just playing the game, and
And he tells you how he's playing the game, which I think is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not unethical by any stretch of the measure, in my opinion. No more unethical than a lot of these OG Hexagons and what they did to you in the last market cycle. Hex is going to $8. Remember, it's just math. Stake it all 555. Yeah, get out of here, bro.
Right, those same freaking guys right now are on Twitter like claiming that they're living it up. I'm like, bro, you didn't stake everything 555 like you said. If you've really been living it up in the bear market, like it's just it's fascinating to consider. And once again, we're here for it. We've got pretty significant bags of Hex. We're excited for it. We think it's gonna do just great this next bull run. But to be fair, Hex has absolutely performed like a shit coin this bear market. Pulse as well after its launch. Like, I think it's fair to be honest and talk about
no matter how blue chip you are. You can't escape the bear market.
Right.
You can't escape the bear market no matter how much utility you have and how much problem it solves or has a use case on the blockchain. It does not matter. And let me clarify, and it's not all OGs. There's a lot of great OGs. I'm friends with a lot of them here in Puerto Rico that did not do that. But there are some. I would say that the majority are really great. There's a select few who shield unrealistic expectations and dumped on your head. Very slow. So,
Yeah. And
Just clarify that.
it's good to take profits. We're just saying, like, it's one thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say to stake forever and to hold forever, and then to be taking profits yourself. That's all we're saying. And I think it's interesting to consider those things and then plan accordingly for your own bag and your own risk appetite and what you want to do. Guys like Brizology, I mean, we're the same. We've been buying the weekends. We've been building up our bags this last year, and once again, we're really excited for what's to come. So it'll be fun. There's going to be fun.
I bought Pulse about I did a DCA about an hour before the show.
Nice.
I mean, I love the blue chips. Those are my goal is like, how many node validators can I stack? That's like my mission right now, is stacking as many node validators as I possibly can.
Right. I like it. One of the questions, I can't seem to find it. Somebody was asking if we bought the I think it's PRS, the reflection token. Did you get into that one, Corey?
I have not. It's been running really hard though. Like,
it has been.
Be careful, buying matte green candles if you're interested in it. They advertise you those charts so you FOMO in, but you got to remember that is the wrong time to buy. Is when they're advertising those charts all over Twitter. Don't FOMO into it just because of the chart. Wait for a nice healthy bet. So no, I don't. It's a reflection token that pays you pulse. I guess the daily or something when you hold the coin. I've never been a real big fan of the reflection tokens because they just never have any long-term life cycles to them. They're usually very short-lived. You know what I mean? They could pump hard. I see them pump hard. That you can get gains out of them. They're always short-lived from every instance I've ever seen. If you guys know a reflection token that's survived and done well for let's say more than a couple of years, let me know. I'd be interested. But what was that big one? It was like 2 years ago or a year and a half, like Safe Moon or something like that. Or is that what it's called? Or
Safe Moon a reflection coin? I can't remember.
Or something Moon. There was something. It was a big one. And then I remember the Joker. He shielded it, and that's why he got kicked out of the community. Because right after he shielded it, literally went to zero.
Oh, I remember that. What was it called?
God, dude, come on, man. So that was funny. Brizology said Safe Moon. Yeah, that was one. I just don't see them having a great. They don't have longevity to them. Like, they do well short term, but that's about it. Yeah, that's why I've never been really too interested in them. And the idea, think about the concept and the narrative. Buy this coin and you're going to make pulse every single day in your passive income in your wallet. That's a great concept. Like, if you can make pulse and hex every single day, just from holding this token, I mean, that's like a magic coin. Right? It never works out in the long run. And so that's my issue with that, until I see one actually make it, prove it, and maybe PRS is the one. Who knows? But I don't want to be the test dummy for that one. So who knows? I'm not putting FUD on PRS either. If you guys like the coin, buy it. But it's
All right, let me pull up. So this has been a really interesting to see. I want to see. In fact, I'd love to see if you guys are seeing this as well. But on days when, at least in the last 24 hours, we're a little bit red, which of course is the nature of being where we're at right now in crypto. It's been really fascinating to see some of the PH stuff. I mean, seems to be the people seem to like selling it less than their other assets. So like Fox, Fame, and Fiat. I mean, Fiat was green, a little bit green, while everything else was red in the last 24 hours. Fame, it barely dipped, and then Fox, down just almost 5%, while the rest of it was a little bit more. It seems like that stuff is holding its value a little bit better than some of the others. So that's been an interesting pattern that I've been paying attention to. I don't know if that's helpful for you guys, but you could potentially look at these types of patterns and figure out how you might want to factor in some of this pH stuff into your strategy, into your holdings. Full disclosure, we hold our fair share of pH stuff, and we're excited about it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. The Fame protocol is going to be launching. Sounds like this week, maybe.
So,
Do you have an update on that, Corey? Have you heard anything?
it's already out. It's just not for the public.
Right.
Bucks doing shorts. Yeah, it's already operational. Yeah, I think it's going to be this week. It's going to be the plan, and it's going to be fun because we all know there's some really big brains in our ecosystem who can really, math is like the second language. They understand game theory deeper level than I can possibly ever understand it. One of those guys is Crypto Sloth, and I see him in the chat here, and he's already said he's going to be doing videos going really deep on how you can use all three of these platforms together. And I'm excited for that, man, because there's a lot of things we're not thinking about. Obviously there's some stuff that Dylan's told us, but there's got to be stuff that the way they work together, that, the game behind it, that could be some money-making strategies. Tom, I'm excited to see what Sloth's going to bring to the table on his newest videos. We all know that he really dove deep on the Icosa and Hedron ecosystem, and that's where I really got a good understanding and foundation of that ecosystem, because it was not a simple ecosystem to understand for most people. So I'm excited for that to take place once Fame launches. That's the third piece of the puzzle, right? Once that launches, then we have all three of those protocols where, I feel like more sophisticated money will come play with. I think we will see that. And it's going to be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, what does Sloth say? Got a lot of stuff planned, just got to execute on the content. Absolutely. So make sure you guys are following the guys that you like. We like Sloth a lot. He puts out some incredible content. We like Broots. We follow him too. Follow some of these guys that are going to be putting out the alpha. It'll be really cool. Red Squirrel is another one that's putting out some really cool things in the Tetra ecosystem. That one is right around the corner later this year, it sounds like. And I think that'll be cool. I'm telling you, if I'm really excited for the potential of adding components of Tetra to what you could do over with the pH stuff, because the pH stuff is cool. You've got to be on. You got to be Johnny on the what do they call it? Johnny on the button. On the spot. Thank you, Johnny on the spot. If you're doing a lot of those things, so that you don't get your positions liquidated, you got to be paying really good attention. If you implemented things with Tetra along with it, you could theoretically automate a lot of that, so you wouldn't have to be staring at your screen a lot of the time. So yeah, it'll be really cool to see.
That would be really cool, because part of the biggest problem of being a trader, especially with leverage trading, and not I'm going to do leverage trading. I'm not, but if there's some other more sophisticated stuff in there I can do, I will. But when you're sleeping, you could get liquidated, like literally when you're asleep. And a lot of traders, they don't sleep. They're up checking their phone every hour. And Tetra is a solution to this problem. It's absolutely phenomenal, the idea behind it. If you guys are familiar with Zapier in the Web 2 world, which is just, website protocols that you can link together for business purposes and stuff like that, Zapier is a great tool that, me and Dane have probably used. I think Dane's probably used it, but I've used it in my business a lot. And Tetra, to me, is kind of like the Zapier for Web 3. So it's like, if they get this pulled off, man, I think Tetra is a sleeping giant. It's going to be fun.
That should be cool. In fact, if you wanted to pick up some Tetra, it looks like there's a nice buying opportunity today. Tetra, in my opinion.
What's the price?
I think it's let me pull it up here. Can you see my screen? I have it on.
I can. I got mine minimized. Let me pull.
3 zeros and a 4.
There it is.
Share
Okay.
this one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great zone.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I mean, we're finding the bottom here. It looks like it might come down, do another touch, but it's an interesting one. I bought, I was I haven't been as patient as I would have liked to with a lot of my portfolio, but I was patient with Tetra and I was buying right over in here just the other day, which was cool. So I got my position there that I wanted and I'm ready to rock. It'll be good.
Yeah, you grabbed a really good spot. That's good. Yeah, man, I'm really excited for this protocol. It's, now it's a tall order, what they're trying to build. There's a lot to this concept. But man, it's imagine going in and looking at a menu. You have a menu, right? You can go and look at all sloths automation that he's got built out, whether it's with icosahedron, the pH team, liquidity provided, whatever it is, right? And then you got like all of Red Squirrel's multiple compounding strategies that he's been building since Pulsechain even talked about. He used to have these like roadmaps put out on Twitter, and it's the way his brain works. It's like you could pick a menu and you just plug and play these things on your portfolio. Like it blows my mind. If you like passive income, if you like compounding your passive income on different layers, man, it can really blow up now swap price versus Pulse.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and absolutely. If you look at Tetra compared to Pulse, it's crushed it. It is absolutely crushed it. So I'm excited.
Because Pulse did this.
Yep.
Like
Like
Tetra held value.
Right.
Yeah, Tetra for the most part held its value. In fact, it's up its version on Ethereum. It was a little bit cheaper than even where it's at right now. So it's gone up and value. And it's still like not a lot of people know about it. It's funny, man. Not a lot of community members know what Tetra is, what it's going to do. I still feel like it's that sleeping giant. And we've talked about this many times, Dane, on our shows. You want to look for these type of like protocols that not a lot of people know about. The market caps are very small, so there's not a lot of like weight, holding it down. For example, aka Pulsechain, especially when it first launched. Pulsechain is like the biggest one. Like billions of dollars raised, and it's a DEX. Like, okay, I can't believe I fell for that one. But yeah. Right. Tetra is a good example, like, Hex in the early days. Why Hex ran so effing hard is because it was like a meme coin. Nobody knew about it, and it had this utility, and people just started piling in. That thing ran so hard. Tetra's something like that, in my opinion, because it's a secret. No one knows about it. And so when people start seeing the community making money and passive income and compounding and liquidity providing and all these different like ways, the light will be shined on it, and then you see price appreciation, especially as we go into the bull market. So who knows? Maybe we could see 100x on Tetra. Maybe we could see 1,000x on Tetra. Not financial advice, guys. Just saying. I'm speculating for my own bags.
Yeah. And I like it. I mean, you look at, market cap is 5.5 million. Liquidity is relatively thin right now. That's why you see the price moving relatively strong when people come in and buy decent amounts. I like it. I think not financial advice.
That's funny.
For us, I think it's a good buy. I went and bought some more earlier this week.
Yeah, Hex early days was around the 5 million market cap.
Was it?
Yeah, that's funny. Interesting.
Yep, absolutely.
Very interesting.
And if you look at something like, you look at the Pulse chart. Let me share it. Let's see. And we talked about this the other day, but gosh, like you look at the Pulse chart, it looks like it's finding a pretty, this is on the daily. It's finding a bottom here. It looks like. I don't know, I don't know when it could take off, but you look at this compared to like the Ethereum chart. The Ethereum chart found its reversal a little bit quicker, but I mean, it looks very similar to a lot of L1s their early charts. And it comes down, we're finding a nice solid bottom here, it looks like, before we take off into higher levels. And
It's even rounded. It's nice rounded. So
yep, absolutely. So we're getting close. I'm telling you guys, what was it? The phone. What was the meeting yesterday? Why am I blanking?
FMLC, the raising of the rates.
Yep, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so they held rates this time around. It'll be interesting to see. They called it. I listened to a space a couple of nights ago. They called it a hawkish hold, where it sounds like there certainly could be more raises. They could raise interest rates more as we go along. And there was even talk that they wouldn't drop, or they wouldn't cut anything through all of next year is what they're claiming right now. And they think that there won't be a recession till 2027. Now, we know that they're always wrong. So recession, I would imagine, comes sooner. I'd imagine they cut sooner as well. And then, yeah, I'm hopeful that next year is a pretty juicy year for us in crypto as a whole.
Yeah, Collins Talk Crypto, which is, if you guys aren't following him, I feel like he's full of like grade A alpha, not only in the crypto space, but also in the macro. Really good guy. He's also a Mexican, which is cool. We love to see these Bitcoin, large Bitcoin and Ethereum bag holders participate in the ecosystem. He's one of them. He's saying that the whole year long, holding of the rate, it lines right up with that video we've shown a couple times on here, leading right into the end of 2024, because as we know, when they start cutting the rates is when usually you see everything tip over and start to go the other direction. And so he's like, it's right on cue for what he's projecting. So interesting, also right on cue to how Sami projects with the end of the year, Bitcoin topping out at 80,000 and then rolling over. Things that we need to keep an eye on very, very closely to see when this is going to take place. Because, yeah, it's when they start cutting is when historically, and you can watch that video by Colin Talks Crypto. He's got like 5 different indicators for it. Like, it's crazy. But when they start cutting is when we start going the other direction as far economy as a whole. Like right. This is everything. Like S&P 500 guys, and I mean, we got to. If you're in the belief that the 4-year cycle is going to overtake a recession on the economy, man, you might want to think twice about that. It's never seen. So you remember crypto as a whole. Bitcoin's inception was 2009, which was the bottom of the last recession. But we've never been in a time period where we came into a recession with crypto. And so the cycle has always played out pretty well. But is that 4-year cycle going to play out with going into a total, economic recession? And that's the questions you should be asking yourself going into this. And you can offset some of the risk by asking yourself that question and applying it. So if 2024 comes and we're, it's towards the Q4, maybe even Q3, who knows? Just keep an eye on what are they doing with the rates? What's the S&P 500 doing? But if you start seeing the rates getting cut and you see that S&P 500 starting to roll over, yeah,
might be a time to take some chips off the table.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
Just tell you, just nothing wrong with that.
And other positive news. This is exciting. This happened yesterday. The House committee passes a bill to prevent issuance of CBDC. According to the act, the Federal Reserve will be prevented from issuing a CBDC. So I'm not sure how this works out and who issued, because there was a CBDC in the United States anyways, issued in July, if I'm not mistaken. And so I don't know who issued that or how necessarily this bill would play into the one that's been launched. But there are some friends of crypto in the Senate and in the House, and it's good to see things like this. I think Tom Emmer is the one that headed this up. Tom Emmer is somebody that is in the House and a friend of crypto, and time again, he has good takes. He's somebody that's lobbying to fire Gary Gensler. And so, yeah, I like to see the wins. It's really fascinating. I feel like the market hasn't priced in all of the wins that crypto continues to get this year. The SEC keeps losing in court. The ETFs are on the horizon. We have, CBDCs being stopped. You have DeSantis that passed a bill in Florida to not do CBDCs over there. I don't think a lot of this positive news is priced in yet, and it's nice to be able to be buying at levels where you like now, where you feel like there's very large potential upside, and you've mitigated a lot of the downside because you're buying cheap levels. So like in any asset, you want to buy when things are cheap. You want to sell when they're expensive. A lot easier said than done for many. And we think there's big opportunity right now. We've been buying.
Yeah, this is amazing news. Yeah, I didn't even know about this when you pointed it out yesterday. I mean, this is your classic good versus evil, and this is one for the good guys.
Absolutely. Well, cool, Corey. We've covered a lot of stuff. We had B-Roots on for entertainment earlier. That was a lot of fun. If you guys are just joining the show, go back and watch. B-Roots is a ton of fun to watch. Is there anything else you want to cover, Corey, before we jump off?
That's it, man. Tomorrow is Open Mic Friday. Come on, it's one of our favorite shows. Let's talk anything crypto. We can talk about real estate if you want. We can talk about the economy. We can talk about this whole, the cycle rolling over early and us getting faked out, how Sami likes to put it. We can talk about that. And it's good to talk through all the possible scenarios because it doesn't blindside you if it were to happen. Even though it would be nice if that doesn't happen. It'd be nice if we have a normal market cycle. The top comes in the middle of 25, but we need to talk these things to at least explore the options. And if a recession didn't come to 2027, like some are projecting, maybe we do have a normal market cycle that would line up probably with a normal market cycle. We need to think these things through. And then you also have to think about, how do you offset that risk? And that's all. That's all we're talking about. But we'd love to talk about it more with some of you guys. Come debate us on it. It'd be fun. And that's all. Have a beautiful, beautiful Thursday.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you guys. Peace.